not out of habit, really out of character with what has gone before. Grant McCann wants a reset here. He wants a performance they can be proud of in one of the finest stadiums in the country. Alongside me for this one, Chris Iwelumo, how are you expecting things to play out here? Doncaster will come fighting. Spurs with what we'll see very soon as a strong line.
Good evening, Jonathan. Good evening, everyone. And I have to say, yeah, what a fantastic stadium, what a fantastic arena. Then that'll get the best out of this Doncaster side. They want to come here, they need to show a reaction from that'll be a concern, obviously conceding 5 goals in the last 2 games, losing both, but they have such a competitive squad. Albeit you look at Thomas Frank, how strong is that? You know, experience there, quality there. They will dominate the game, they will dominate the ball tonight, but it's what they do with it in that attacking third. Can they create opportunities? Can they create chances, get goals? That's exactly what the challenges that we put into them. And the fans expect that as well. So it's going to be an exciting game of football. Both teams have a lot of energy, a lot of pace, athleticism in the side as well, but there's a lot of quality out there, both sides. And look at this away following from Doncaster as well. It's fantastic, isn't it? You know, I think they've got momentum. They're in, obviously, League One. Wolves are kind of falling off a little bit, but like you say, they come out in the numbers week in, week out, game in, game out.
Third on 10 points, Tottenham level with Arsenal and Bournemouth. 5 behind Liverpool, who are imperious and got the job done last night to move into round 4 against Southampton. When they win, they keep a clean sheet. They've only had the 1 defeat. Andy Madley leads us out on what could be a famous night for Doncaster Rovers. For Tottenham, well, they'll hope it's business as usual. They've adapted to the new man's ideas pretty well. They're taking root and starting to flourish. Subtle changes, but ones which have really helped. The stage is set. It may not quite be full, but the atmosphere should be decent nevertheless. We've already seen one upset. Cardiff City of League One beating a Premier League side away too in Burnley at Turf Moor. Lincoln came mighty close to an upset against the world champions Chelsea last night. How will Doncaster Rovers get on here? Let's take a check on how these two line up tonight. The first chance Thomas Frank's had to rest players. He has changed 7 compared to the 2-2 draw with Brighton. He already confirmed Anton Kinski would start. He's joined by Kevin Danso and Jed Spence in the back 4. The word is Chapelinha will play at centre-back rather than Archie Gray, who has also played there before. He comes into Xavi Simons, Brennan Johnson and Matthijs Tel, the others to start. 4 of those dropping out are on the bench. Richarlison, Bergvall, Van der Ven and Udogi, as well as 2 16-year-olds, Luca Williams-Barnett and Junai Byfield, and a 17-year-old, Tynan Thompson. Grant McCann changed all 11 for Doncaster's first-round win over Middlesbrough, and then made 10 changes for round 2 at Accrington. Here it's 9. Only captain Owen Bailey and centre-half Jay McGrath keeping their places. After being given permission to play by Spurs, Damola Ajay starts against his parent club. And what a story that would be if he plays a role in a major cup upset. Bailey was involved in both the goals in the last round. He scored the first and set up the second against Accrington's Stanley. And there is backup firepower on the bench. Luke Molyneux and Brandon Hanlon going well so far. Let's take a look at some of the players who could make a difference tonight. Xavi came on, didn't he, against Brighton and played in the number 10 role, where it looks like he'll start tonight. Yeah, fantastic talent, you know, so creative. Always looks forward. Can he play forward? Can he drive forward? Create things in that attacking third, get his goals. You know, he can do a little bit of everything. So no, I'm looking forward to this one tonight. Matthijs Tel, for me, just a raw talent, isn't he? So athletic, powerful runner, but so trickery on the ball as well. But he's going to be judged on end product, goals. Can he go out there, be a threat, occupy the defenders, ask that question in behind every opportunity? And then you're looking at this is fantastic. You're looking at the fans, they're excited to see him back in there. Again, raw talent, he's got that pace, he can hold the ball up, he can ask the question in behind. When that chance comes, he's got to be clinical. And it's I'm delighted that Tottenham have allowed him to play as well tonight.
And then a leader of men, Owen Bailey, you know what you're going to get from him. He sets the demands, he drags the players up, he makes sure everyone's at it, he's communicating all the time. It's going to be such an important game for him tonight. In that transition, it's doing the right thing. They're not going to have more of the ball, but when they get it, they have to be effective with it.
A leader on the field. He needs to set the example from the off here. And Ajay, we don't see players playing against their parent club too often. It should be thrilling for the 19-year-old to play in a senior game. Andy Madley, the man in the middle. His last Spurs game was a 2-0 loss at Fulham in March. He also had a defeat to Spurs on his last appearance here when Newcastle won. So the home side get us off and underway, starting their Carabao Cup campaign in round 3. Doncaster Rovers have already caused one of the surprises of the competition, knocking Middlesbrough out in round 1 without conceding 4-0. Despite changing the entire team, they went to Accrington Stanley and won without conceding by 2-0. Now, their first big test, serious test in this competition, against the side sitting 3rd in the Premier League. Tottenham with Spence back at left-back, where he's played for much of the season so far. And a chance for Doncaster to come forward with Olusanya. And the layoff is not bad. Little clip shot and then a volley, which was travelling from Glenn Middleton, and there were enough players in the way, thankfully. A bright start.
Yeah, it's bright. You know, I think it all comes from that defensive line. Can they step up high? Can they make sure the distances between the midfield and the attack is there, so they can go and try and press, try and kind of force the error, force the issue in that attacking third. I've got to say, Olusanya, good strength.
Bailey's up there, and here is Middleton again. And just in the nick of time, cover came across. Doncaster doing a similar job to what Lincoln did on Chelsea last night, going direct and going early, putting balls into the box and seeing if Spurs are right up from this from the off. Now they're looking to counter, and it's Xavi bringing the ball deep. Support on the left-hand side, and now he does find it, and that could have been dangerous too. 90 seconds in, chances at both ends.
Well, it's just fantastic quality, good energy down that central Xavi there. I think he can play the ball a little bit earlier. I think he wanted to cut in and try and get the shot away himself. But that's it, just information, talking all the time. You know, you're thinking about the quality. Release the ball, get it across. And then you've got Tell getting across the face of his centre-back there. Just any little contact, good defending in the end. I've got to say, good defending in the end from McGrath. Olusanya here as well. Yeah, the connection. Just make sure the connection right. The goal doesn't move, so when the ball's cut back to you, make sure that connection is right.
Promising from both sides from the start. Just 2 minutes in. And we could have ourselves a really good end-to-end cup tie. There's Odobert again. One of those two keepers' place. Spence back in, who was rested for the first time at the weekend. Danso getting his chance. Most of his minutes so far have come in the UEFA Super Cup, but a chance from the start here. There's Tell with a little layoff, and now they go down the right-hand side with Johnston, and Tell very nearly gets there, and Odobert would have done, but for the tidying up. Well,
I've got to say, Tell here, the little touch round the corner, outstanding. But then you look at the athleticism, you look at the power of the running. It has to be a connection, steering it goalwards there. The ball from Johnson is fantastic, beats the defender. The weight of this, composure is excellent ball. He has to anticipate that, he has to make the connection there.
In the end, Nixon coming back, got the ball away. But it is a throw opportunity here for Kevin Danso, has come forward, the Austrian. Odobert standing as the shorter option. Xavi now makes his way back into the centre. It's going to take a long one to reach anybody in white from here, but it is one of those. And Doncaster haven't cleared entirely well. Xavi Simons with a little dink over the top.
Well, that's a threat, isn't it? It's a great throw-in. I've got to say, Xavi Simons, with the quality that it has, I'm surprised he's not just taken that on first time. A lot of bodies in front of Lawler there, it would have been very, very difficult.
Well, he's been involved an awful lot early on. This is another look at the one he just couldn't get to.
Well, he's anticipated, he swung the foot at it, and it's just a gamble, isn't it? It's a great ball from Brennan Johnson as well, but fantastic that he's in there. But any connection, all the powers on the cross itself.
Permanent deal for him in the summer, but such a Spurs situation in terms of the numbers they've got and the number of homegrown players that they need to have, that he was included in the Champions League squad, which is a bit of a blow for a young player who came to prominence at Bayern. Spence and Xavi Simons will buzz up and down. Felt he was knocked off the ball unfairly, and it will be a Spurs free kick.
Yeah, for me, Doncaster here, it's so important that you're looking at Olusanya and Jay. They don't go in ones and twos. Middleton as well. That information has to come from behind. You know, it's running for nothing, because this Tottenham side can play through a good press, so that defensive line needs to step up. They either need to be compact and drop a little bit deeper, or that defensive line's high and they can go and press as they are just now.
Now he's picking the ball up on the right-hand side, Xavi Simons. Danso, the press starts with Olusanya, who's on loan from the Houston Dynamo in MLS. Jay alongside him with Sparrow wearing 10 just behind. Again, these are all players who haven't played too much in the league and are getting their chance in the cup competitions. Here is Olusanya with his 12th club now. He's pretty experienced, certainly in the lower reaches of the EFL. Out of play via Middleton. It'll be a Doncaster corner.
Well, it's fantastic. Good quality down that left-hand side. End product. But you've got Porro out there, making sure he's stopping the cross from coming in. Good defending in the end.
Doncaster players at the moment just massing on the edge of the D. It'll be Middleton to come over and take it. Now they just grip on the edge. Let's see what they've got up their sleeves here for the first corner of the evening from that side. Whipped and left-footed. Doesn't beat the first man.
Well, that's important, isn't it? You know, I think with the quality that Middleton has, just make sure you look at the area, the players in there that are aggressive, that will go and win and make those first contacts. Make sure you beat that first man. Give them something to go and attack.
Nixon indicates to go back. Green and McGrath, the centre-half pairing. Two young players, 21 and 22. Let's see how they can do against what is an equally young but vibrant Spurs line. That's it, really nicely fielded by Demola Jay. He'll be relishing every single moment he gets to play a senior game out here at his parent club, hoping it's the sign of things to come. Down the left-hand side by Senior. It is the first meeting since the League Cup second round in 2009. Spurs winning 5-1 away from home. As I mentioned, 20 years since Doncaster reached round 4. That was also the last time they beat Premier League opposition in the shape of Manchester City on the way, on penalties in the second round. Bailey to compete here and does well in central midfield. Here's Danso. Nobody waiting there. Forward by Green. It was picked up from Crystal Palace. Spence for Ordobe. Bentancourt. Doesn't have his usual partner in there, Palhinha, who's at the back at the moment. They do have a few injuries. Madison, Dragoshin, longer term. Ben Davies and Randall Kolo-Muani. Not quite ready, not far off, but not quite ready. Kota Takai is another central defender is also missing. So Palhinha is the man who gives Van der Ven and Romero a rest. Romero getting the night off, Van der Ven's on the bench. Now they'll go long. That looked like he might be offside, and there goes the flag.
I've got to say, it's fantastic. You know, Doncaster without the ball, that defensive line's very high, pressing, good energy. Tottenham really can't just bounce it into those central areas. So they had to go long, but again, what it is, if the defensive line's brave and stepping up all the time, it makes it very difficult. The ball, the run, everything has to be perfect. For the likes of Brennan Johnson, they went far too early.
That's what Thomas Frankie's saying. He knows all about the potential for upset. He was explaining that he had them while at Brentford against Gillingham and Portsmouth in particular. So he has gone strong. If you look across the lineup, even those that haven't even made it onto the bench because they're given a night off and a bit of a rest, those players who have played quite a lot under him. Pat Matsar, Mohamed Kudus, who's been the best defensive player, really. Romero, I mentioned. Vicario, the goalkeeper's not on the bench either. But then he's got the squad depth, he feels, to mix it up. Some of those playing tonight, knocking on the door in the league, he said, and they've stated their case, even though he's left Luc Molineux, the top scorer last season, on the bench.
Yeah, he's got a very competitive squad, hasn't he, Jonathan? You're looking at 11 changes in the first round. Second round, was it 10 changes? You know, what does that? Gets the minutes in the legs, the squads, everyone's competing for that shot.
Was a little slip, but it's come all the way through to Ajayi, who's unselfish. And then Olusanya heads it wide. Must have been everything in him, screaming to have a pop at goal. Maybe it was, but I'll be generous and say it was a cross.
Yeah, you're looking at great quality, and he knows exactly where the goal is, so I've got to say this is intentional. He's trying to find Olusanya. You know, it's an excellent ball, and he has to do better. If anything, if I'm Ajayi there, you put the foot through it, you hit it goalwards, it can take a nick off anything. But I've got to say, Olusanya has to make a better connection with the head there. Watching the flight of the ball, he's actually jumped too early. He doesn't even need to jump. Just try and put the ball back from where it's came.
Still awaiting his first goal. He's only on loan till January, when MLS pre-season starts again.
But Grant McCann will be the happier manager. It's a little bit flat, isn't it? They're not allowing Tottenham to get into the groove, albeit fantastic switch of play.
Lovely little ball to Odo Bentel, making up ground in the centre. Archie Gray has been lurking, waiting for the ball. It doesn't come. Instead, there's the cross, and Tell almost got there.
Well, if Tell goes towards the goalkeeper, it's another excellent ball from Brennan Johnson. You know, it takes Lawler out the game whatsoever. So again, you're looking at goalkeeping's position in there. But someone has to gamble at the back post area, Jonathan. If they do, it's a free header into an empty net. You're just looking at the quality here. Brennan Johnson, little give and go. And then just the quality of that. Goalkeeper cannot do anything. Tell's there. But look who's underneath him. It has to, you just have communication. One go middle, one go back, talking all the time.
Yeah, and the brush of the glove just did enough. Danso's winding up again. Gray causing trouble. Palinha in there as well. Both of them jostling in front of the goalkeeper. Lawler's going to get called with his defenders now by Andy Madley.
Well, Palinha's got to be a little bit careful there. There's no reason to put the elbow into the chest. You know, it's a little bit of, you know, it's marking, isn't it? Contact sport. There's no reason to react in that way.
Let's see what that plays out like once the referee's had a quick word. Bailey and Palinha still getting a good grip of each other. Here's Danso's throw. It's into that near post area, but it is a good leap and header away by McGrath.
Yeah, he's seen the danger, took responsibility, strong header, fantastic defending. I've got to say, I'm looking at Lawler there. You know, you're looking at the goalkeeper, he's got to be stronger, he's got to be more dominant. Can he come out and claim, take the pressure off his defensive unit?
Plenty made of Spurs set pieces so far this season. And the work of assistant Andreas Judson is in the spotlight for them. Someone who worked with Thomas Frank at Brentford in the early stages and is now back working with him here. Xavi Simons to pop it in, right on top of the goalkeeper. Lawler didn't get a convincing punch, needed helping out, and there it goes. The opening goal, and acrobatics from João Palinha. Another set piece pays off for Tottenham. And João Palinha, with a brilliant effort, puts them ahead.
Well, it's an excellent goal, isn't it? Just anticipation, in the right place, knows exactly where the goal is. Acrobatic as well. I'm looking at Ian Lawler. He decides to come out. He does get the glove on it. He's got to be stronger. Got to make sure he clears his path. That strong punch, clear the area. He doesn't quite do that. It's defended well, but it's great reaction, isn't it, from Palinha? You know, knows exactly where the goal is. Good acrobatic. And even defensively, it's a reaction, isn't it, from Green? All he can do is try and get some sort of contact on him. If he's actually aware, he can't really leave it. But look at this for a finish. Lawler makes the punch, he has to get himself back on the line.
He's off the mark in the Premier League already. He's off the mark in the Cup. And what an impressive strike it was. You have to say, a little against the run of play, but Spurs have had a couple of good breaks. Maybe Matthijs Tel could have already put them ahead. Doncaster just have to not panic and have to do what they've been doing.
Well, that's it, Jonathan. The game plan stays the exact same, isn't it? Just do not concede. Try and stay in the game for as long as you can, and then come the final 20-25 minutes, throw everything at it. But like you say, the goals game against the run of play, so they do have a game plan that they're seeing a lot more of the ball than I thought they would.
There goes Tel, and it's not the best defending. The whistle has gone. And Green got away with it this time. 15 minutes in, a very quick fire opening 15 minutes here in North London. Well, he's pretty lively so far. Even if he hasn't connected, he's looking like a player who feels he's got a point to prove. Just one start against West Ham so far. Here's Gray. Another who hasn't maybe had the minutes he was hoping for, only starting in that opening victory against Burnley. Danso, well forward Spurs back line. Winston Odobert. Twisting Nixon one way and then the other, whipping it across, and it's an own goal. It's gone in off McGrath, and Spurs double their lead. And it's all turning a little sour for Doncaster after what was a bright start. Another really good quality cross, and nothing the defender could do.
Well, that's it, Wilson Odobert. Just fantastic quality, so direct, isn't he? Little step over, takes it to the line, puts it across with pace. And behind the keeper, I've got to say, McGrath, just, it's too quick, he can't work his feet, can't get out the way of it. He has to make some sort of contact as well, as there's players around him. Just can't get away and can't steer it away from goal. Unlucky there, but fantastic quality from Odobert down this left-hand side.
They've got it wide, plenty. Brennan Johnson on one side, Odobert on the other. And it has paid off handsomely. Chances for Tel not taken. Chances now converted. And Spurs have got breathing space already. However, not yet time to relax. There were examples of both situations yesterday. What a side can do, like Brighton, when they really put their foot to the pedal against Barnsley, and what the likes of Burnley and Chelsea experienced, which was an uncomfortable evening. Chelsea getting the job done. Then, well, Lasagna didn't have anybody ahead of him to play it into. He's played it wide to a J.
Yeah, I still think he needs to be a little bit more aggressive there. Olasanya, he's coming back. It's the easy option. Can he drive into the box, commit the defender, create space for others, or create a little bit of quality for yourself and get your shot away yourself?
Here's the captain, Bailey. His job now as important as ever to try and just steady things down, give Doncaster belief that they can spend a bit of time on the ball and still carve out opportunities when Spurs, if Spurs, give them the option to and the chance to. Here's Bentancur. But what those early goals do is just settle things down. And that, well, some referees would go for their pocket for a card for that. He has.
Yeah, it's one of them. I think it's he understands it's probably the right decision there from referee Andy Madley there. Strong challenge. I think he does need to kind of help Nixon out, try and double up, leaving him 1v1 against Odobert. It's asking for trouble there. Good quality for Simons as well. Just waiting for the challenge as well, wasn't he?
Owen Bailey, the first man into the book. Here's Gray. Spurs have the bit between their teeth and they're in the mood, and Archie Gray just had a little bit of space too. 3 to aim for. Instead, they'll do it from a set piece. Just as good this season for Spurs.
Yeah, always options. Never turned down the opportunity to put the ball in the box there. Brennan Johnson, fantastic way to pass into Gray as well. Willing runner in behind.
Takes his chance tonight then. Let's increase competition for Mohamed Kudus, who's looking already like he's nailed down that spot on the right. Thomas Frank was saying yesterday, Brennan Johnson, look, he can play on the left-hand side. He can be that inverted winger. He can be just as good and effective down that flank. But then he's got a player in Odobert who is also stating his case tonight.
It's not bad quality and depth there, is it?
Javi, who can play off that left-hand side as well. And probably will do quite a bit. Here he's got a much freer role to show what he can do, and it's the Dutchman who takes the corner. Pedro Porro, urged to shoot by some, attacking the Doncaster fans, and the cutback with 3 waiting wasn't forthcoming. They went across the box instead. Here's Pedro Porro again.
Yeah, it was fantastic play, wasn't it? Another little great ball from Simons to Odobert. And I think just the wrong pass, wasn't it? With the composure and quality that he has, just get your head up there and cut it back rather than firing it across.
Tell on the left-hand side. There's one that needed cutting out and was by Senior, but here's Brennan Johnson. Archie Gray makes that little dart. Johnson gets a yard of space. Tell pulling away, doesn't get there. Doncaster, all hands to the pump at the moment. Hammered away.
Yeah,
Jack Senior, who was caught afterwards.
Yeah, he needs a little bit of help there. You know, he needs to get a little bit tighter to Brennan Johnson. Try and get in the face. Ask that question, keep him outside, but then can you go and affect it? Can you go and get the contact, stop the cross from coming in? I've got to say, great quality coming in from Brennan Johnson, really making Doncaster have to defend.
And they are. Had a real inquest, proper debrief over the last 2 games on Monday, Grant McCann and the players, just to try and put to bed the silly mistakes that they made and why it happened. Balls into the box were the issue, which have proved the issue tonight for a couple of them, but they're onside here, and now they do have numbers running forwards. That's behind Olasanya, and he couldn't move it onto Bailey, and those are the moments you just have to take.
Yeah, I think the ball's always coming in there from Olasanya, so what can you do? Can you pin your defender? Can you pin him, get control of the ball?
It's end-to-end. Jed Spence uses Tell as a decoy. Back in field he goes. Odobert is there. Archie Gray is there. It's going to be one of those games.
Just look at the movement of Matisse Tell. Fantastic. Always asking the question. He's not afraid to kind of pull the other way, pull defenders into channels as well. You know, if anything, he's got every right to have a little pop at Spence as well. Give me the ball.
He's another of those that can easily play off the left. Odobert, who's picked up a central role, and now with a shot always rising. A thoroughly entertaining first quarter of the game. Doncaster giving plenty in the first 10-15 minutes. Spurs with 2 quick goals. But this breakaway shows that there is certainly life in the visitors.
Yeah, great quality. I think it was 4 against 2. This is where Olasanya just has to control the ball. You know, he's running. He's got to understand he has to stop because he's going to run off the pitch. So keep control of the ball. Then do you have the composure to see what options you've got, or even roll your man? Just that manipulate the ball one way or the other, get the shot away. But just couldn't get under control there.
Bruising one for Matisse Tell up against Green. He said just enjoy it, play with a smile and lots of energy, Grant McCann. A test for the players, a test for him too, to see if he can outfox Thomas Frank. Now he's had a good quarter of the game to look at how Spurs have set up. Let's see what tinkering, what in-game management he can do to coax Doncaster into more promising positions. Sparrow with the ball. Well, Lasagna does get the free kick.
Well, much better there, fantastic play as well, isn't it? Little one round the corner. I've got to say, I thought that was a foul He's blocked him off the pitch there, but great quality from Olusanya, just taking it away in behind, and there is contact, and the Madeley's up to speed there.
It's his left arm actually collides with the just below his neck, I think. We can have another look from a different angle.
Yeah, it's coming together. I think Palhinha as he's turning, the arm comes up naturally there, and Olusanya, great little bit of quality, but they're coming together. I don't think it's intentional elbow into body or at neck area.
3 Doncaster players in the line at the moment: Olusanya, McGrath and Senior. Now joined by a couple more. Bailey is in there, but it's a Spurs defender that gets there first. And as far as Nixon, who's the furthest man back. All the way back to Ian Lawler. Just a 3rd appearance of the season for him. That will stay in, though. Toyosi Olusanya, who's not quite find the man. Nor has Xavi Simons. He'll have another go.
Yeah, he's picking up some great areas, Olusanya. For me, I think he's just got to turn, get at his man. He had an opportunity there just to take it towards the corner flag, and even if he can get at 1-on-1, that's the situation that he wants to find himself in. Be direct, be aggressive.
Forward to Olusanya, who is offside here. You can't fault the effort, the positions he's getting himself in. As you say, it is what happened next that is the next thing that he needs to do.
Yeah, I think when you know that they're going to win second balls, they do. You just look. It's a tight one, but he's found himself, and then he's drifted into that offside position. Should be aware. Shouldn't be. Work your feet a little bit quicker. Can you arc your run? Come back onside. Ask the question. Maybe come and present. Come to feet, and you're definitely going to be onside then.
It's his second spell in charge, Grant McCann. He also had a season 2018-19, and then he left for Hull, where he actually faced Thomas Frank with Brentford. Close is back, but Gray has got the ball, and Gray has good support, and a good save too from Lawler, because that was travelling. They're picking up really good position, Spurs, just moving and interchanging on the edge of Doncaster's area.
Yeah, it's just fantastic quality, isn't it? Just going for power there. I've got to say, Lawler got everything behind it. Good save in the end. Just can't give Tell that time and space.
Another set-piece opportunity. Johnson, the more central at the moment. Porro on the edge. Bentancur and Kevin Danso are the pair here that's going to cause a little bit of trouble when they break. Now they do, and Bentancur is in there. And it didn't need clearing off the line in the end. Spurs think it got a nick. Referee says goal kick. Yeah,
when you look at body language, you've got to think something happened there. Fantastic ball in. Bentancur, look at it. Rose high. Is there a slight contact? Not too sure. We'll have to have another look at it here. Yes, there is. No, I think every right to ask the referee the question. Fantastic defending, I have to say, from Green.
Another of those training ground moves. Another which almost paid off, but good anticipation from Sean Green to put himself in a good position.
Well, it's been excellent quality coming in from both flanks from Tottenham. Dead ball situations as well.
Tied it up by Middleton. Starting in the Cup for the first time. Had their first shot very early on. Odobert for Xavi Simons. Look at the space here that Palhinha's got, stepping up into midfield and using his distribution well. Gray's onside. Close has gone with him. Palhinha now playing like a hybrid midfielder. Chipped in, but it's Green away. He's going to be a busy man, Sean Green, tonight, alongside McGrath. Back by Spence, a little breather for everybody. Chance to show you how Manchester City are getting on away at Huddersfield, leading by a goal to nil. Phil Foden's goal. Good night so far for Newcastle at home. Ozula adding to a goal for Joe Linton. Bradford, one-time finalists, beaten by Swansea City, trailing up on Tyneside by 2 goals to nil. Herbert Chiesa has got Arsenal's goal as well against Port Vale.
Yeah, Tottenham are getting a lot more joy in the central area now. Now using the ball very well, just being so expansive, it's just pulling Doncaster all over the place. They've got to just make sure. Now, if you're looking at Sabara and Bailey and Close, they've just got to make sure that they bring that attacking 3 in, sit, can they protect, make it compact, and then in that transition when they get the ball, then they can try and play with a little bit of energy. Then they can be a little bit positive and play forward. But at the minute, Tottenham just finding far too many little pockets and using the ball very, very well.
Full-time winners of this competition. Before last season's Europa League, it was the most recent trophy back in 2008. Last in the final 4 years ago, losing to Manchester City. Green. Oh, the ball is dropped for Gray, and that is a good save from Lawler. And just the simplest little shot from Archie Gray, trying to guide it into the corner. Ian Lawler in the nick of time.
It's an excellent save from Lawler. Keep it alive. Archie Gray anticipates it. Great little quality. Just tries to find that bottom right-hand corner. Lawler sees it late, but I've got to say, reaction fantastic. He gets 2 hands on it as well. Great goalkeeping.
There are a few players putting their hands up tonight for Thomas Frank. Gray, Johnson, Odobert. Tell will hope to do that. There'll be more chances in the next hour or so.
Well, it's an opportunity, isn't it, to showcase exactly what you're about. To say, Gaffer, you know you can trust me, you know what you're going to get, you know what I can bring.
It is a big squad they have. A lot of players to keep happy. Another set piece, another break, another one for Bentancur to attack. He gets the header on it again. Xavi has come from the corner taker's position. He'll get a second go as they just stopped. The visitors just waiting to see if a whistle would go by the looks of it. Danso's getting patched up, by the way, on the touchline here.
Well, Jonathan, you've already alluded to Grant McCann having that talk to his players about going and taking responsibility, you know, defend better. And at the minute, every ball that's coming in, the first contact, it's a Tottenham win. You know, that's where the manager will be concerned. But players have to take responsibility. Great balls coming in, but go and attack it with quality. Bentancur, he's winning every single ball, putting it into the mix. The one off the line by Graham earlier as well. Have to just be aggressive.
We've got a few aches and pains here at the moment. Ben Close is down on his haunches, feeling his back. Olasanya, I think, has got the thigh problem. Kevin Danso with a cut above his left eye. Drinks break opportunity and a chance to maybe impart a little bit more wisdom, both for Thomas Frank and for Grant McCann on the other side. They've got to do something. Spurs at the moment look like causing trouble every time they come forward.
Yeah, I understand that they have to take necessary risks to try and get that next goal, but it's so important they don't concede when they're trying to do that by overcommitting, leaving those little pockets, because at the minute Tottenham are using the ball very, very well, finding those little pockets in the midfield area as well, but they've got good movement, stretching the pitch. So it's important that without the ball, Doncaster, can they be compact, hard to break, play through, but then in that transition when they get the ball back, that's when can they play forward, can they have players like Olasanya who has that athleticism, has that power to drive, commit the defender, create space for others.
Getting a bit of glue on that by the looks of it, Kevin Danso. That's how it happened.
Yeah, just again, a Tottenham winning the first contact, just a coming together, clash of heads.
Just try and bind it together to allow him to continue. Mickey van der Ven is available on the bench. The idea around Thomas Frank's changes is to give his side a bit of a rest. Having played last midweek, the Champions League, those who can have a night off, keep them fresh for the weekend. Rare touch for Antonin Kinski. Man of the match on his debut for Spurs in this competition in the first leg of last season's semi-final. A victory in that one and a defeat in the second, with Liverpool going through, beaten by Newcastle in the final. And the holders going well. The start of the defence of their trophy so far. Here comes Spurs again.
It's just an opportunity there. You look at Olasanya, he's looking to go in behind. I think Middleton can just play that blind pass in behind, just that reverse ball. They're trying to play to feet all the time, and I think sometimes when this defensive unit of Tottenham are stepping up so high, where's the space then, Jonathan? It's in behind. So try and expose that, and like you say, go a little bit direct, pick up second balls in the right areas, and then play from there.
Here's Odobert. Everybody in red and white streaming across to try and slow things down on the left-hand side. Gray. Xavi Simons, it's been productive down both flanks though. Xavi Simons round the corner, eventually stopped in his tracks by Nixon, but only at the expense of something potentially more dangerous, a Tottenham corner.
Yeah, they're enjoying it, aren't they, the way they're moving the ball, Tottenham. Simons, watch this little flick as well, fantastic. Way to pass, and Nixon has to make the challenge. If he doesn't, Simons is there and getting an opportunity to go.
Let's see what happens this way. Danso going near post. Brennan Johnson is in there too. Bentancur is one option. Everybody is left Pedro Porro alone, and that was travelling. Here is Rodrigo Bentancur.
Again, another one straight off the training ground, isn't it? It was definitely moving, wasn't it? That shot from Porro there. I think it was Jack Senior. Got the block in.
Little flick around the corner from this man. Spurs number 7 for Odobert. Space for Palhinha. Nicely volleyed in. Change of direction on the shot. Lawler changes his feet. And looks early for Olasanya. A wise move, but he'll have to do this himself. Up against Palhinha, who gets the foot in.
Well, it's a great ball from Lawler. Olasanya does everything right, gets himself into the box, but it's great defending. Tries to manipulate the ball, just watching the ball all the time, Palhinha.
Got away with one there, Spurs, thanks to a deflection. They've just taken their eye off that one too. Green. Bailey always a willing option. Jay just holding it up.
Yeah, he's done well there. You know, he's fired in. Just got his body between ball and man. Felt the contact. Had that intelligence just to give his team a little bit of a breather as well.
Not a surprise with the shots or the possession. Touches in the opposition box. Spurs still almost double, but a lot of those 10 for Doncaster came in the opening 10-12 minutes.
And that's just the difference, isn't it? Just decision-making, that quality of pass. Could have taken the opportunity on to get the shot away on a couple of those occasions.
Middle turn, and there'll be one here for Bailey! Brilliant save! Oh, the tap-in was almost there on the rebound, but that is excellent work from Antonin Kinski to turn it onto the upright.
Well, it's a wonderful save, isn't it? Quality from Bailey, as he does every time. Right place, right time, has that quality just to ask the question of the goalkeeper there. But Kinski there, but again, you're looking at Olisanya, just anticipate, go in, you've got to tap in.
Well, if those moments go in, if that goes in with 6 minutes or so till half-time, and Doncaster just get that real boost, the mere fact they've created it might just give them a jolt. Might give Spurs a jolt too, to realise that 2-0 isn't that safe. Danso has a look. Brennan Johnson is offside, says the referee's assistant.
Yeah, good defensive line again there from Doncaster. Hopefully get another look at that, because it's a fantastic save, isn't it, from Kinski? You look at the ball in from Middleton, excellent quality. Look at this, fantastic. Look at the hand, it's just the reaction as well. Anticipate it, you're looking at a J or a Sanya in there. Just watch this little touch onto the post. Unbelievable reaction save from Kinski.
It has just fallen between a J and Olisanya. Both of them just admiring Bailey's effort and unable to get to the rebound. Among the goals, he's actually the best for headed goals in League One at the moment. But he's got 6 in total. One of them in this competition. Bentancur, just an effortless little swing of the boot, and Xavi Simons is in, and on the edge of the box he goes down. Andy Madley has a look at his assistant to have a check whereabouts exactly it was.
Well, this is a very hard one there, because Simons knows exactly where Nixon is. He lets the ball bounce, but he's waiting for the contact. It's a little bit naughty. If it's given, I don't think it would be overturned. But Nixon just has to be very, very careful there. Madley was up with the game, having a good look across the line as well. Yeah, he's waiting for the contact there, Simons, isn't it? It's intelligent play.
Might just have started outside the box in any case, but no VAR tonight. Andy Madley says no. Danso able to bring it out this far without any pressure. In goes Senior. There's one other elder statesman missing tonight. No Billy Sharp for Doncaster Rovers, who is still going at 39. He's still scoring, but won't get a chance to play against another Premier League side this time.
Yeah, I think it's all about player management, isn't it? Rest up on the sofa, watch it at home.
Here's Audebert going at Nixon, who does get a foot in. That's good defending, but it is a corner.
Yeah, it's excellent defending. Audebert, so direct, isn't he? So lively, especially in the 18-yard box here. Thomas Nixon has to make sure that it's a very, very timely challenge. Fantastic, fantastic defending there.
A couple of minutes to go. We'll get a decent portion of stoppage time, you would have thought, based on the injuries we've had so far. Spurs 2 goals to the good, 2 in quick succession. And another different kind of corner. Pedro Porro decides not to shoot this time. Xavi has Audebert on one side. Now he has the right back and skipper on the other. Lawler doesn't hold it, but he has clawed it away.
Yeah, they've moved the ball very well there. Porro knows he can strike it. Asked the question of Lawler at that near post as well. I thought the right ball was Simons, just round a little reverse one into Audebert down the left-hand side, with the quality that's been coming in.
Simons again. Winding up for the near post corner this time, which hits Middleton and goes behind. They've done better when they've gone to the far side, Spurs, inside the last normal minute before stoppages. Spence and Porro waiting on the edge in case they look to mix it up again. Danso patched up. They have gone short to Audobert. Xavi, Porro, they're determined to work it for a shot for the right back. Now, did that stay in play? Doncaster say no. I think it is a Spurs throw, though.
Yeah, I think it is. You know, he's done ever so well to get control of that ball again there, or just keep it in play. It was a tight one.
Won't be long now before he gets them inside. 2-1 would have been an awful lot nicer to go again and start to rally things.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 3 minutes at a time.
Just the 3 here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Another long throw from Danso. And there's the flick. I think Lawler knew it was just going to head wide. Watched it all the way.
Yeah, you can see there's a lot of time and effort's gone into every single dead ball situation. You know, the movement in the box, fantastic quality. This is where Doncaster just have to be switched on. Go man for man, have a couple of free players. Their option should be, can they go and make that first contact? Bentancur's causing all sorts of problems, every ball that's coming in.
Here's McCarthy. They've dominated possession. They've also dominated the possession game. With passes completed, Spurs doubling that of their opponents, who have the free kick here. Jay McGrath will come and take it. An unfortunate own goal from him to add to Palhinha's overhead kick opener, and that gives us the 2-0 scoreline. Just couldn't get out of the way of Audobert's cross. That's for Olasanya to chase, but it'll go through to Kinski.
Yeah, I think that's the ball from Nixon. If anything, just a little bit more in the channel. Then the goalkeeper, Kinski, has a decision to make. Does he come out? If anything, then he's just putting out for a throw-in or just trying to turn the Doncaster defence.
That's an easy one for Palhinha to step out and nod back towards him. Bailey and over the top of Archie Gray. Ben Close just guiding it with that left instep.
It's just so important, you know. I think Grant McCann, his Doncaster side, used to having a lot of the ball, good technical players as well. But you know, when you're chasing it, Jonathan, and you're not seeing a lot of it, it's so important, you know, when you get the ball back in that transition, that first pass, that second pass, just to keep possession, get those little passes in again. And at the minute there, you're looking at McGrath putting a foot through it when he usually get it down and try and play.
He called them a little too safe, a little too risk-averse certainly in the Wigan game. They lost 3-0. A little bit more the same. I wonder, they certainly took risks in the opening couple of minutes and the opening moves. I wonder if they've at times they've maybe taken a risk too many in the wrong areas and not created what they could have done. And it is comfortable at the moment for Tottenham at half-time. Doncaster Rovers have had their chances, and they certainly had a brave opening, but Palhinha's overhead kick and then an own goal. The unfortunate Jay McGrath couldn't get out of the way of Wilson Audobert's cross just 3 minutes after the first. Spurs 2-0 up after 17 and 2-0 up at half-time. It is going the way of the home side here, but Doncaster Rovers on the break can still be dangerous. Lots more to come in the second half. At the break, it is Tottenham 2, Doncaster Rovers 0. He's got a new one-year deal till the summer, but he's not able to come off the bench and help them here. So we'll wait and see. Here comes out first, it's Doncaster Rovers. And we'll be able to tell you shortly, having a quick look, whether there are any changes. Spurs right behind them. Maybe Thomas Frank would like to see another before he starts to ring the changes. Palhinha with the second goal for Spurs, opening things up before Audobes's cross hit Jay McGrath. The first win over Tottenham since 1935 is the aim here. 2 goals will take us to penalties. There's no extra time at this stage. Thomas Frank's men would love to avoid that and just safely progress through into the draw, which will take place later. Off we go. Doncaster Rovers roll the ball back. No changes for either side as it stands. Let's see if they can make the same sort of carefree start that they did to the first half and put Spurs under some immediate pressure. There's a foul. Free kick for Olasanya. They haven't actually done what Lincoln did last night and bombarded the Premier League side with long balls. They've done a few long throws. Kevin Danso probably more for Spurs, but they've tried to be very quick in the transition and hit them on the break. That's a quick free kick for Sparrow, whose name we didn't mention too much in the first half. Here's Glenn Middleton, who did get involved early. Ball back across the edge of the box. It's gone through Ben Close, but it's still there for Middleton. Senior trying to provide the overlap. It's just enough on that cross from the boot of Pedro Porro to slow it down.
Oh. It's just quality, isn't it? Under a really good press as well, but
Xavi Simons has given it away. Here's Close. Needs the right out ball. Bailey has to try and help it on to Ajay. Now the Spurs man rolls it through for Nixon. It did take a touch though. It'll be a Doncaster corner.
yeah, just fantastic energy without the ball there, Doncaster. As soon as you lose the ball that first 2-3 seconds, can you go and win it back? Yes, they can. Ajay, good way to pass as well. That needed a little touch. I just want them to be a little bit more aggressive with it. Can you drive? Can you get at your man? As soon as you're in the 18-yard box, then you have to be very careful with the challenge.
Middleton spots the ball. There's a lot of pushing and shoving going on in there, but Bentancur gets his head on it. He was effective in this penalty area in the first half, rising high. Effective as a defender there, but they also have the likes of Matis Tel, who is scampering away, and that wasn't the tackle that Middleton was hoping for.
Tel is so powerful, isn't he? Yeah, you know, Middleton had to react quickly. Could he try and get close enough? He wasn't going to catch him there. I think it is a genuine attempt for the ball. Tel just gets that little nick. I've got to say, I'm surprised the yellow card isn't coming out there, but Andy Madley, the referee, was up to speed.
We'll get another look at it and see if he got anywhere near the ball.
Yeah, well, you don't want to see players getting in the referee's face there, asking for yellow cards, but he is very fortunate there, Middleton, not to receive one.
There's Palhinha. Well, that's the danger. Doncaster pushing men forwards on their own counter-attack. Spurs with lightning-quick players like Audobert and Tel.
So it's interesting, Doncaster with the ball. You've got Spera and Bailey as 2 10s, really, you know, trying to go up, but without the ball, one of them has to drop in and give Ben Close that little bit of support.
Here is Middleton, back on his regular left-hand side. McGrath Green, we've got Bailey there as 4 and Close as the 33, the deepest of the midfielders. Here he is having to come and collect the ball and play that role.
He's picking up great positions, Ben Close. He needs to receive the ball. This is what it's all about. If he can receive the ball, you're taking 4 Tottenham players out the game. Then he can turn in and drive at the heart of the Tottenham midfield. That's the whole point. If you're playing balls down the side, you're playing into Tottenham's their hands there.
Here's Bailey. Nixon on the overlap. Bentancur's gone with him. And there's enough on that for Danso to stroke it away. Nixon's still up there, Ajay still up there. Spurs throw though. Yeah, that's the way they've chosen to play down the side, but Spurs are anticipating that. What that's doing is actually leaving space for Klose in the middle, because Spurs players are naturally drifting out wide.
Yeah, but if he's got the space, he's got to demand it. You know, that's Grant McCann likes to play through the thirds with high energy as well. But there's players in the team that can just slow it down, that have the picture, can see it, and get a foothold in the game.
And they have to react when Spurs do give the ball away. That one's gone back. It's rare, but it happens. Centre-half split, and Danso goes for the ball to Xavi Simons. Doncaster wise to it. Here's Bailey, who had that scissored effort, well saved by Kinski. If that had gone in about 5 minutes before the break, then Doncaster have something to really grab hold of. Clever little ball from Senior, will go again. And he just waited for Porro to come to win the corner.
Well, Jonathan, it's fantastic from Doncaster. McGrath files it into Middleton, little first time round the corner for Senior to go onto it. Little give and go again round the back. Exactly what you want, that energy, that quality. And then off the back of it, you then obviously win a corner. And this is something that they have to be better with. Beat the first man.
Sparrow it is. He's going to put it in. It's a deeper one, but there's nobody competing. Up there with Japalinia. We'll have another go. Now Bailey. Well, it's on target.
Yeah, he's never going to turn down the chance to let one go, isn't he? Just fantastic quality, good technique as well. Just couldn't get the power to really trouble Kinski, or the accuracy.
That's an excellent ball. Sparrow in space, it took out Spurs midfield, and now Middleton is in a good position. Porro got the touch, and that just took the sting out of the cross. And he was alert enough and confident enough to play the pass. Martin's tell with the dummy. McGrath didn't buy it.
It's good quality, isn't it? Good technique as well, but like you say, just couldn't get the power or the accuracy there, but knew exactly where the goal was. Just got to be careful as well, Owen Bailey, isn't he? Pulling on the Archie Gray there.
Yeah, it was booked early on. Only yellow card at the moment. Doncaster Rovers captain.
Well, good officiating as well, Andy Midley. Seen it. Allowed it to play on with the advantage.
Paulinho on Olasanya and then on Bailey, and the advantage also goes Doncaster's way. Here's Middleton. They wanted an early ball, those arriving in the box. Oh, it's held up by the touch. Olasanya has got Spurs players all around him. First time shot would have been on.
Yeah, even the first touch, as soon as it comes in, yes, there's bodies in front of you, but just go power. Go power. You don't know, it can ricochet, it can go there, cause Kinski all sorts of problems.
Middleton. They're doing good work down the left-hand side now, Doncaster, and they keep earning a number of corners.
He's been excellent, hasn't he? Middleton, direct, good quality, wanting the ball, presenting himself, little touches round the corner as well, getting at his man. Doesn't have to beat the man to get the quality of the cross in, but he's causing all sorts of problems down that left-hand side.
Decent start this to the second half by Doncaster. Middleton with a left-footed corner now. Again, it's Olasanya who gets there. Jay's screaming for it on the far side. They've gone back to the left instead. Middleton didn't make that little run this time.
Well, it's a little check though, Jonathan, wasn't it? He's faded to go the run, and then he wants to go and get it off feet there. Just got to have Sparrow's got to have that understanding. You know, they play with each other, they know each other. Olasanya again alive to it in the box, gets there first. So important that they have to try and capitalise when they're on top at the minute. Get that opportunity.
few of the Spurs players warming up down there. And Scarlett, Lucas Bergvall and Richarlison amongst them, as well as a couple of the youngsters. We'll be hoping Spurs get far enough ahead to get on. Olasanya with the turn. The whistle had already gone. Just for a moment aside of goal.
Yeah, again, I've got to say it's lazy striker play. An opportunity where he can see that they're going to go and win that second ball, win that free ball. He's got to do more to get onside. He can't be reactive. Anticipate it. Are we going to win it? Can I work my feet a little bit quicker? And then you're onside. And then he has to do better. Make sure you compose that ice in your veins. Go across goal. Work the goalkeeper.
Well, he'll be pretty pleased so far with the endeavour in the start. Not quite the end product so far, but these kind of moves, they're building it up nicely. Can they produce something? Danso gets his foot into that one. Senior trying to make sure it stays in the final third here for Doncaster. Sean Green. Minutes in. That's that short ball for Close, who pings it out to the right-hand side. And they've just let that run out of play. It's Bailey out on the touchline.
Yeah, but it's better. It's better. Again, Close, finding those little pockets as well. Even if it's a tight pass, Jonathan, they have to play it. You're taking 2-3 players out. That little quality round to, obviously, Bailey there. You know, it's very rarely he gives the ball away there, just lost his foot in a little bit. But then that creates space, and then can you then find Olasanya or Ajay down that right-hand side?
Palhinha allowed the space to drive forward. Archie Gray to Johnson. And a really bright first half. Spurs have just been riding out the early storm, and now they try and go again. And Nixon has been taken on by Odobert again. This time he's got a good right foot in, and Close is with him to tidy up.
Yeah, it's excellent defending again from Nixon. Odobert coming in, close control, manipulating the ball, moving it. He's alive to it, Nixon.
Matisse Tel with the handball to control it, which relieves a little bit of the pressure. League Cup games here in the new stadium, in the newest stadium. Tottenham losing one to Chelsea back in January of 2022, the semi-final second leg. Bentancur away from Sparrow. And then Green takes out Xavi Simons. Again, not a card.
So it's important now. Tottenham have had weathered that storm a little bit. Doncaster on top, using the ball very well. What do Tottenham do? They sit back, they defend well, they make sure. All of a sudden now they're getting a little bit more of a foothold in the game. This is now where Doncaster have to keep that discipline, be concentrated, make sure everyone takes responsibility. They cannot concede. The next goal is so important, Jonathan.
Pedro Porro spotting the ball. Everybody grouped on that left-hand side. Just Brennan Johnson on the right. Xavi Simons just in front of that, in case anything comes back to him. It does come back, but to Odobert. Now, plenty still forward, but the ball is behind Wilson Odobert. Olasanya. Spence gets in there. Olasanya strong. And it's just a throw.
Well, he's got to be stronger, Jonathan. It's an excellent ball up. He has to make sure he protects it. He gets it. It's a little bit hot potato, isn't it? Not really under control. Owen Bailey's running across the face of him, not one round the corner, and then use that athleticism, that power to then go and support.
Thomas Frank has seen enough. He's going to bring two of his more regular starters on, in the shape of Richarlison and Lucas Bergvall. Looks like Grant McCann is going to shuffle his pack too. News on that in a moment. Here's Johnson. Doncaster think Archie Gray was offside. Flag has stayed down. The assistant was right there. Here's Johnson. Chops back, pops it in, throw in. Kevin Danso winding up for the long throw. It looks like a couple of the players for Doncaster we mentioned over half-time. Luke Molyneux and Brandon Hanlon. First they got defending to do. Danso's throws just seem to have lost their trajectory, and then they just fizz along a little bit further. And that's good for Molisanya to just see it out of play.
It's an excellent weapon, isn't it? You know, it's going to cause all sorts of problems as well. You can see the positioning of the players as well, taking it to the back post area. So again, it's going to be a competitive fight. You've got to go and win the aerial duels.
So Audebert, who created the second goal, which went in off Jay McGrath, is making way. Travis Simmons making way too for Beauval and Richarlison. Brazilians in fine form and injury-free. Not too much cover for him at the moment, with Solanke and Kolo Muani still injured. And here are the Doncaster Rovers changes, but he's needed by Thomas Frank. So it is the end for Damola Ajay, the Spurs loanee, and also Molisanya. His time on the pitch as a senior player is over. He isn't able to get the goal, but here come the changes. Luke Molyneux and Brandon Hanlon. It's a day you'll remember for a long time. Couldn't quite give his parent club the trouble that Grant McCann wanted him to. But fresh legs up top. And they've got more than half an hour to try and make a difference. Here's Sparrow. And played through for Hanlon, who won't quite get there. Spurs with a chance to break quickly. Senior makes sure that Richarlison doesn't, but he's also hitting back at him a little bit. Down goes the Brazilian.
Yeah, Senior not messing around, let them know welcome to the game. Strong challenge. So important now that Doncaster, you know, the substitutes have to come on, get up to speed, but it's all about positive influence. What can they do to affect it? That's a challenge I know that Grant McCann will put to his players.
That's nice, right idea. Not quite got there, but it's a progressive pass.
Spot on. You're spot on. Green getting it down, having the quality to look forward, because this is how they play. Okay, it's against better opposition, but those pockets are still going to be the same. Be brave enough and composed enough to show the quality that you have.
Porro. He's running to do for Paulinho. It's a rare wayward run from him. Grian this time plays it safety first. Beauval putting him under pressure. Richarlison now looking to put them under pressure. Sparrow's the out ball. Bentancur chasing after him, but they're brave enough to still put themselves in these positions. Here's Senior. Sparrow, he got the second ball back, and then he did look up and look for the switch, which has worked out. Molyneux got the ability to get up against Jed Spence. No touch from the Spurs man, goal kick.
Yeah, Molyneux will be disappointed with himself there as well. Manipulated the ball, got away from Jed Spence, but he has that pace, he's got the strength. Just wait to see this, shoulder to shoulder. He has to be aware it's coming. He knows the challenge is coming, so can you get your body between ball and man there, Jonathan? You're in the box as well. Jed Spence can't come through the middle of the back then he's got a decision to make.
Call himself an England player, Jed Spence, after his debut this month. Free kick, foul on Archie Gray. They've competed well in that regard, you'd expect them to. They've not been bossed around in the middle of the park, Doncaster Rovers. Just needs one thing to break his side's way. The ball almost broke Malasanya's way, well, 4 or 5 times in decent positions. Didn't quite get the rub of the green. Have to find a way to do that.
I will say Grant McCann will be happier with the way his defensive unit have played this second half. How they're using the ball, not allowing it to bounce, being aggressive, winning those first contacts. It has been better. And what does it do? It creates urgency.
Kevin Danso, once again, winding up for one of these long throws. Such a really difficult one to defend against, but Andy Madley has spotted something in there.
Yeah, Richarlison having a little pull of the shutter, wasn't it? Good eyes from the referee there.
Richarlison dragging Senior out of the way, just in the middle of your picture.
But what's different? Green going winning that first header. Never happened in the first half.
Johnson. Raporo. For Danso. Quite. Richarlison anticipated it. Doncaster looking for the long out ball. Back down this way, down south. On Saturday they'll go to Luton. Tricky task for them. Spurs are at home again to Wolves, who were successful against Everton 24 hours ago. A quarter of the game remaining. Are they going to see it out? Book their place in the 4th round. Nice lead under fined Bentancur. Johnson is the ball down the right. Back in field is another option. Poro just inside Senior. Now Johnson can just tee it up for Tell, who misses his kick again. Did it in the first half, has done it again here. Just went early.
Yeah, he has to be making some contact. Brennan Johnson does ever so well. Fantastic quality to get in behind, but then has that composure, get his head up, pick his man out there. Taylor, I think, just trying to put power on the shot. I just think it's about placement, it's about accuracy. He comes and he swings the foot at it. I think he's trying to go with laces there as well. Yeah, he's probably got a little bit to do, wrap his foot around it, but the quality that he has, just make sure the connection's right.
Senior. Oh, almost robbed by Johnson. They do have a back, Spurs, with Bentancur. Elegantly sweeps it out to Poro. He'll have a second go. Archie Gray on the right of the area. Boval. Balina, but more patient for Spurs, who don't have to make the running. Boval. Bentancur always available. Spence looks out the other side though. Tell finds himself pulling away to that left-hand side. He's played down that side for Bayern. His ability means he can play down that way for Spurs. He's played through the middle so far. This time, Doncaster have snaffled it back. It was close, and this is Senior. McGrath. Tottenham still dominating. Those touches in the opposition box have increased for Doncaster Rovers, but the percentage has also crept up a little bit as a result of what they've done in the first half of this second half.
Spot on, Jonathan. You know, I think it's about using the ball, isn't it? Using the ball much better. Look at this urgency, passing forward, running forward, making things happen. Tottenham are having to work very, very hard just to kind of try and get the ball back, but under a good press as well. It's a fantastic game of football to watch, both teams with and without the ball.
Middleton started this second half really, really well. Much of Doncaster's probing came down this left-hand side. We've got 20 minutes or so. Senior throws in. He's had a good battle. At left back, getting the nod here ahead of James Maxwell. Now that's good from Bailey. Just taking up a neat little position, clipping it out to Middleton. Only two to aim for, but Hanlon is one of them. Kinski, always favourite for that.
Well, it's not a bad ball from Middleton. What I've got to say is, Danso, it's quality. Just good defending, seeing the danger, protecting your goalkeeper, making sure Hanlon can't get anywhere near Kinski there.
Crossfield ball for Tell, who at times is down the middle, at times is on the left with Richarlison down the middle. Hanlon and Danso coming together. I think he got his foot on the ball there, Kevin Danso. And the referee...
It's a high foot, isn't it?
Saying free kick. Now, where was that? I think it was just on the edge.
It's very, very close, Jonathan. He got the ball, but it's a high foot, isn't it? Because I've got to say, Brandon Hanlon comes across and he gets his body in between ball and man, so it's a great interception from Danso, but I think I tell you what, I think the referee's spot on with that one.
It's on the way down, isn't it, that he actually catches him? He connects with the ball,
it's high
and
foot,
then on
though,
the way down, it actually...
High foot, isn't it?
So I think Kevin Danso's saying, well, what am I supposed to do? I'm going for the ball. And he just kept the ball, lunging at it, and then on the way down, his boot's still high.
I think he's got an argument, Danso, in fairness. You know, I think he got the ball. It's a genuine, it's a clear attempt to get the ball away. As soon as Hanlon gets into that area, the foot is high, but he definitely has an argument.
So potential lifeline here for Doncaster Rovers. Middleton is taking charge of it. Antonin Kinski taking charge of the wall building. He'll fancy a clean sheet in his first appearance of the season. He's already made one splendid save. Johnson is the draft excluder behind the four-man wall. And what are they going to conjure up here? Straightforward shot at goal would be the obvious conclusion.
Well, he has the quality to get it up and over the wall.
Glenn Middleton. At a pivotal moment in the game to strike this one just wide. Some of the Doncaster fans saw a little net ripple and thought maybe, just maybe, we're back in this.
Well, you're looking at Kinski. He was absolutely rooted, wasn't he? He got it just to the side of the wall. I've got to say the wall done its job as well. Fantastic pace on it, just not the accuracy. Just trying to find it in that bottom right-hand corner.
Substitution for Doncaster.
We got more changes.
33, Ben Close, number 22, Robbie Gotts.
Robbie Gotts on for Close. And Jordan Gibson
number 17
is on for Glenn Middleton, whose last action was to very, very nearly put his side back in it. Joe Sparrow is the other man coming off. So we've got Gotts And Gibson on. I think Charlie Crew has come on as well. So Sparrow, Middleton and Close coming off. Crew, Gibson and Gotts coming on. And a straight swap at left back for Tottenham with Destiny Udogie coming on. A little smile from Spence, who's done really well at left back. Udogie got his first Premier League start of the season against Brighton, being eased back with substitute appearances before that after a knee injury. 15 to go. Hanlon has won it away. That's good, strong play ahead of Bentancur. Here is Charlie Crew. He is on loan from Leeds. Green. Well forward. And they've got to take a few more risks. Here is Crew, Welsh international midfielder. Boval. One back by Gray, and that's a neat little dink from Gray, and Boval was attacking it, had all the momentum with him. Rodrigo Bentancur didn't have the direction with that.
Yeah, quality from Archie down that right-hand side. What a ball as well. Boval, well, he got his first Premier League goal, wasn't it? Fantastic header as well there, but he's arriving at the box at the right time. And I've got to say, has to do better for me. Reads the flight of the ball well, but can he come onto it and just make sure, direct it goalwards? Is he put off by Richarlison there? Something definitely puts him off.
You could just see him coming, motoring through with his eyes on the ball, but he ended up instead of down. Away by Kinski, Richarlison the target, Boval. Goals going in elsewhere, a third for Newcastle. So going safely through against Bradford.
It's an opportunity, Charlie Crew coming on. You know, a couple of little touches, just got to move the ball quicker. Again, you spoke about it in your commentary about taking risks. Grant McCann said, can he go forward, taking that easy option, passing back all the time? They have to influence the game. They're trying to get the next goal. So important. He takes those risks.
It'll have to happen sooner rather than later to put the pressure on. Savinho has scored for Manchester City. They also lead by 2-0 against Huddersfield. Free kick against Richarlison. Something about a safety measure to have him on, just in case. Javi Simmons making way along with Audobert. Johnson still giving them an attacking goal down the right-hand side. He's outrun everybody at the moment. He's going to have to wait. Rolls it across and very nearly for Richarlison to tap in.
Has to be a goal, Jonathan. Has to be. The quality of Brennan Johnson here. No, it was a foot race, yeah, he got that yard, pulling each other there, but the quality, that touch there is unbelievable. Richarlison, you know the quality of Brennan Johnson, break your neck, you are going to go on the end of it, you know that he's got the quality to pick you out there.
In the end, Nixon just got there in time. It's just a couple of paces, isn't it? Maybe starting his run a half a yard earlier. Spurs set piece, which has not been as big a feature of the second half. Doncaster Rovers have been careful not to give them too many corners, but that is bending into Lawler, who gets his punch right. Porro whizzing one over. He's had quite a few, Pedro Porro.
Yeah, he finds himself in some great positions, doesn't he? Everything that comes out the box, he's there, he's anticipating it. Got a fantastic strike, hasn't he? It's a Doncaster ball, isn't it? It's fantastic from Nixon there.
He seems to have grown in belief as the game has gone on. Nixon on that side. He's kept Tell largely quiet in this second 45. He's had one missed kick, just like he did in the first. A couple of moments he could easily be coming off with 2 goals, and Spurs could be much more comfortable. There's another high boot from Johnson.
It's bravery from McGrath there. I think Johnson just trying to flick it over. Richarlison offside, I think. And McGrath coming headstrong.
There they go again, playing those neat, simple balls, just breaking the lines. Crew made it through. Gibson for Senior, and time to measure it, but the flag is up. Offside again.
Yeah, good defensive line. Again, you don't have to beat someone to put the ball in the box. Good energy from Senior. Just wants to receive it a little bit earlier, doesn't he? It's just communication. Can Gibson just...
Eight minutes or so to go. Spurs in no rush at all. Just going to take their time over the restarts and try and manage the game to a successful conclusion. Thomas Frank at the moment, sitting comfortably. They've scored a few late goals though, Doncaster. They've got nothing to lose now. They may as well really go for it in these closing stages. Crew snapping around at the heels of Chapalinia. The referee had a good look and had allowed the advantage, and he's used it well.
Just fantastic quality from Palhinha. Just to keep control of the ball, but have that quality as well, just distribution. Surprised Brennan Johnson just doesn't get at his man there. 1v1 out in that right channel.
Well, that's eaten up another 20 seconds or so as he waits for Kevin Danso to come forward to be the one to launch it. They don't need to now, but he still brought Palhinha forward. There is another from Danso. He'd be very useful himself in there if he wasn't the one launching them. He's about the tallest man on the pitch. Held up by Gray. Neat little ball for Berval. Porro gets in the way and then throws himself to the ground. That's a free kick the other way, probably a yellow card as well.
Yeah, I don't know why he's trying to do that there. No contact at all, knew exactly what he was doing. Referee Andy Madley 100% spot on with the yellow card there.
Just jumps into his chest really and then flops onto the floor. That's a lovely ball over the top, just too much on it with Gibson pulling up. Well, inside the final five. We are going to get, by the looks of it, a debut for one of Spurs' new and youngest of academy talents. More on that in a minute. Archie Gray forward. Here's Tell. And the overlapping ball won't count because there's a free kick already, I think offside. And that's Tell's last involvement. And here comes a moment to remember for Luca Williams-Barnett, the 16-year-old who has such a brilliant scoring record for the under-21s. A hat-trick against Leicester last week, 5 goals in 5. And 3 assists for them. He is one of their own, and he's about to make his senior debut.
It's fantastic, isn't it? I know Thomas Frank given these opportunities. Just fantastic man management as well. One of their own, that's what the fans want to see coming through. Lifts everyone. What a game to come on. What a stage.
Let's see if he can get himself involved. Or can Doncaster create a few late nervy jitters with a goal back? They've threatened it a few times. Bailey on the overlap. He squeezed it through to Molineux. Can they get a ball in the box? Here is Molineux, it's always rising. Good position for a man you'd want on the ball for Doncaster in that kind of range.
Yeah, he's always going to take the opportunity on. Knows exactly where the goal is there. Movement of the ball. He'll be disappointed. Bergval's putting him under pressure there, but he'll be disappointed he's not. What Kingsky in the Tottenham goal.
So 3 minutes to go. It's a case of what might have been, really, for Grant McCann at the moment. Matisse Tell applauded all the way around the pitch as well for his efforts. He could easily be coming off with a couple of goals. Instead, he's not yet got them. He's got a couple for France under-21 so far this season, but he awaits his first for Spurs since the permanent move. That's good from Bailey. Now Robbie Gotts to measure one. Danso always the favourite for that, but his header's not great. Bailey teeing it up. Here's Nixon, who hits Danso again. Here's a first touch for the 16-year-old. Scored on his UEFA Youth League debut as well against Villarreal. Definitely a player Thomas Frank said he's been getting good reports about. He's trained with the first team a few times as well. 2 minutes to go then. Green. The pressing worked on him. Closed down by the 16-year-olds. Luca Williams-Barnett. Adrenaline probably coursing right through him right now.
Yeah, but it's excellent. You know, other players, they see that's the pathway, they see there's opportunity. It's exactly what the football club want. Good quality coming through, getting the opportunity as well.
Put in from Gray. Here's Senior. Last 60 seconds of normal time then. Can Doncaster capped their journey down here, their appearance on this stage, with something to take home. Bailey very nearly did. More moments for Middleton too. McGrath. Molyneux very nearly turned away. Instead, here comes Spurs. Bodval not quite on the shoulder of Crew there to run through.
That's where he should have been. Fantastic quality, looking forward every time he got the ball.
That's a good ball. Molyneux again stopped in his tracks by Danso, who's stepped into midfield now. Williams-Barnett's going to get a second go. And he dinks it out to the left-hand side, and maybe there's something here. There should be, there is. Finally turned in by Bodval, but is the flag up? It is. I did wonder, because that second ball out to him, he was very, very close.
I don't think it's Bergvall that's offside. I think it's central. I've got to have a look at it again. It was very, very tight. Good movement. He's alive to it, just in case. Is it Richarlison that's...
It's Johnson in the centre.
Yeah, it is. Johnson's offside. Bergvall's nowhere near being offside, but Johnson's looking right across the line there. Has to do better.
No VAR to have a look at it. And we could pretty much see from that replay anyway. Here is Bergvall. Spun up by Palhinha. A minute of the 4 added to go. Molyneux can't quite run away with it. Spurs haven't got the third, but they are still well in sight of the finish line. Gray, away from Gotts. Williams-Barnett almost took that with him.
Yeah, he had a lot of room there just to knock it long. I've got to say, Thomas Nixon had committed to the challenge. If he got away there, possibility of an opportunity.
Flick on by Richarlison, doesn't quite get there. Green does. Hanlon. Now, space for Jordan Gibson. Can he make the most of it? No, not with a number of players hoping for a layoff.
Yeah, direct. Gibson there. As soon as he comes inside, I think go outside there. Pull them away. Try and go across goal with the left foot.
You know, Van Kutschum is here watching on. The man Thomas Frank said he gets on very, very well with yesterday in terms of the direction of the club, a new direction with Vivian and Charles Lewis in charge after Daniel Levy's departure, a new CEO, you've just seen him, a new non-executive chairman as well. A new structure from the top down to those on the pitch. And here's a look at that man who's had a really good game.
Yeah, he's fantastic, isn't it? Been all over the place. Good quality. Used the ball well. Stepping up with goals as well. Been a fantastic performance.
And it will be a Doncaster free kick. It might be the last action of the game if they can toss the ball into the box. There's a few tired legs, and maybe Spurs can have a little break here. Straight down the middle is Brennan Johnson, whose pace has taken him clear. And this could be the icing on the cake. It is. The third goal on the break, and it's Brennan Johnson. All night he's tormented him down the right. This time, he thrusts a dagger through the middle.
It's a wonderful goal. Bergvall, excellent ball. Brennan Johnson asking that question in behind all the time, and it's becoming a very nice habit. Those 1v1 situations, just clinical, isn't he? You know what's coming, you actually think, yeah, he's comfortable. You know exactly what he's going to do. An excellent finish just to lift it over Lola the way that he did. But look at this. Bergvall looking forward, the way to pass outstanding. And then straight away he has the composure. Knows he has time. Lola gets a hand on it, just not enough. Great quality.
Frank was only talking yesterday about how much he enjoys watching his runs, the timing of his runs into the box, and that was another special moment. Job done, the whistle is gone, and Spurs are into round 4. 3 in the end, 2 for a long time with 2 in quick succession in the first half. Jean Palhinha and an own goal from Jay McGrath.